Yo, Pat, you said you wanted to talk, bro? Oh, shit.
You know that crypto dip you told me to buy, Blake?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, it kept fucking dipping, and I kept fucking buying like you told me to.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, and now I'm down 80% on all my positions, and my rent's due in 2 days, and I have no money in my bank.
Bro, what are you talking about? You're literally driving a Lambo, dog.
You know it's rented, Blake.
Oh, my God.
I'll return it tomorrow morning.
Jesus Christ, bro. I'm sorry. All right, but the bull run's literally already over, dude. You should have taken profits. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
What the fuck did you just say?
So the bull run's over, bro.
What do you mean the bull run's over? You're fucking over! You're over!
Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you...
I'll pay you in Bitcoin, bruv. Bitcoin, bruv. Am I Super fucking Mario, bruv? Bitcoin. What the fuck is Bitcoin, bruv? Am I Sonic the Hedgehog with rings and coins, bruv? Am I Donkey Kong about rings? It's an N64 game about rings. What? Am I Crash Bandicoot, bruv? Rings. Pay me in Bitcoins. I don't know what Bitcoins are, bruv. What's a Bitcoin? I don't know what Bitcoins are. I don't know what Bitcoins are, bruv. What's a Bitcoin? I don't understand that.
Don't gamble. Oh yeah, don't gamble money that you can. Man. I mean, unless it's a lock. There's no such thing as a lock. That's the thing. Unless it's a lock. If it's a lock, oh my God, it's a little different.
Stop gambling, alright? You're one spin away from generational wealth. Your daughter's college tuition is one spin away. Put your life savings on black. Remember that. Just go to Vegas, and if you lose, just keep getting loans. Remember this. Just keep spinning, keep gambling, keep gambling. You can't lose. You literally can't lose. You can only quit.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right!
Give off the same energy.
So I know how to make a mean pot of greens. In fact, people used to ask me to make greens for them for Christmas. One year, I had so many that I had to wash that we ended up washing them in the bathtub. So I am not playing around.
You know, back before the war broke out, I was a saucier in San Antonio. I bet I could call up some of them greens. Yeah, noodle some crawfish out the patio. I made some crab apples for dessert now, yeah? Hey, yeah! Ha!
Thing. Sometimes you gotta cut family members off, bro. If they don't see your vision and they don't align with it, you gotta cut them off. I called my grandma the other day and I told her about forex, and she said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And I'm like, "I need you to join, grandma. If you join right now for the low price of $355, we can be millionaires by next year." And she like 96, so she might not even see 97, but the thing is, it's like, she didn't believe in me, bro, because she said she only had $200. I had to cut her off, bro. That's what forex is.
But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might be...
How many chairs are you sitting on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses. You've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family on the one airplane, aren't you afraid? Asset. Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I said I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
It's over. It's all went to zero, Charlie.
Oh my God. And apparently, Centurion 54X says after this dip, grandma's just someone he used to know. I see the fusing of the memes, you know.
You know, I mean, she only had $200, dude. You have to cut people off, bro. She didn't believe in the vision. I know she's 96. She might not make it to 97.
Hey, she doesn't have too much more time to get it. I don't have too much more time to explain.
Hope you guys bought this nice little dip. A big FYI, I think there still could be more dips coming in. I mean, there's always more dips always, right, and pumps and stuff. But I think we will get probably one more opportunity at least to buy at really low prices before we start really taking back off. But like, I think the Japanese market almost recovered in the futures market and stuff. Like, I think it's like 0.5% past wherever it was before the dip yesterday.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Dip over.
Dips over, right? Dips over. But there's still crazy price. I mean, I don't know. I don't have Ethereum pulled up, right? Haram, right? But like, where are we at right now?
Right now, Ethereum is. Oh, I have AVAX on there. Let's go to Solana or Ethereum.
2,400. Almost 2,500, almost.
24.96 and 60 cents, baby.
For the low price of $10,000, you could be the proud owner of 4 Ethereum.
Boom, baby. How much?
Good.
I was gonna say, and what if Solana's around just under 150? How much do you get for 1,000? I mean, for 1,500, you get 10.
Yeah, 15. That's a little. I mean, that's a little less than that. Let me see. 1,000. Oh wow, that's devilish. 66.6666.
Got it.
Oh no! So if you were to buy $1,000 of Solana at 150, it equals up. You're gonna get 6.666666.
Perfect. That's a good thing. It's 138.
Yeah. Bull runs over. That's it, you guys. It's all done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 6 is the number of the family, I guess. So.
Yeah, exactly right.
But we survived, you guys. World War III wasn't that tough. Famous last words.
Yeah. Then tomorrow, the nukes came out.
But yeah, we had yeah, we had the Federal Reserve not increase interest rates. They pretty much said that they were going to increase interest rates in November, and we're going to decrease interest rates in September. We had Iran basically said that they're going to attack them boys, and the world did not like that. Market started kind of shaking, and then the Japanese market kind of, because obviously like the Japanese, how many hours ahead are they than us right now? Are they 8, 12?
Well, they're a lot more ahead of us because we're on the other side of the time zone spectrum. So I would guess like 16 hours ahead of us or something. Like what time is it now? It's 8 p.m. So it's usually around noon there. So like, yeah, it's like 16-hour difference.
Got you. Yeah. So their markets opened way earlier than ours, and they just started not doing. They started kind of semi-crashing, and then just turbo nuked down about. I think the peak was 30%. And
they're in the middle of their current trading day.
Yeah, it seems like they pretty much recovered already, or more or less. Like, and then I think they had earlier they had like an 8% gain on the day. Crypto also pumped up a little bit. I think what Bitcoin got to like, 49,500, and then I think right now we're sitting at 55,000, which is like way above that 52,000 $1 trillion mark, which is pretty important.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good move up. The current 60-day cycle basically says that we had a day 24 high on the current 60-day cycle, which means we're technically left translated bearish. We did break below the cycle low where the cycle started, which lines up with that. But we're only on day 32 of the cycle right now, I believe, which then means we have anywhere between 1 week at least, but most likely anywhere between, I would say, 2 to 3, maybe up to 4 weeks, but most likely 2 to 3 weeks. To test new lows for a cycle low. Right. So, it's going to be very interesting to kind of see how it plays out, because one kind of uber bullish scenario that could play out is, well, what if most of the things that basically made the move capitulate were basically, recovered. And then when we do get to the end of the cycle, Bitcoin tries to dump, but doesn't go as low as 49,500. It holds up, let's say, above 50. Technically, on a 60-day cycle wise, that would tell you that we're more bullish than bearish, and that would be the best 60-day cycle low dip to buy from there for the next year and a half. So that's one scenario. I'd say maybe 15-20% chance that happens at the moment. Other scenario is we wick lower at the end of the month, maybe down to like 47K, 49K flat, whatever. But that's then, but in between now and then, right, we have a decent recovery for maybe the next 1 week or so, maybe the next 1 week to 10 days or something like that. So there's always bounces after, trying to push something down this extreme, then, it often bounces back the other side. I mean, we saw that in a very extreme way with the Corona crash back in March of 2020.
Yeah. So this is kind of an interesting question. Centurion asked, is there a possibility with day 32 low that we are actually in a right translated cycle?
Nope. Easy answer, but
and shout out to everyone who was in the Citadel. We ended up doing an emergency broadcast of a flash webinar to every crypto mindset course, and they shout out to everybody in there. We had a lot of people in there. We answered a lot of questions, and a lot of juicy deets were said in there, as well as a good explanation of kind of like the timeline. Something about pizza and gay bars. I don't know.
I think there's some other stuff in there too, some possible rooting, which means something different depending on which part of English culture you speak from. But to let everybody know, we are exactly 79% downloaded on Zoom for the webinar. So nice. that was what? We ended the webinar about an hour and 10 minutes ago. So give it another. By the end of this stream, I think I'll be able to upload the recorded webinar for all those CMC alumni, because we invited back to the Q4 of 2021 until through the bear market until now. We just wanted a bunch of people in here that have basically, or in the webinar, that had been basically with us through the entire through the entire bear phase. So when they see stuff like this, they're like, been there, seen this, done that, right? Most of those courses, most of those alumni know the drill, and sometime those emergency webinars where we're like, hey guys, market's going nuts. Here's your barometer of kind of where we are right now. It's like once every year and a half, maybe, that we do that. It's not very often at all. I think
the last one that was like that bad was maybe, it was probably right like during the time of like the Luna crashes.
Yeah,
and
May
stuff
of
like
22.
May of 22. I think we did one in between there in May. I think we did one because we think the lows are in for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think we did.
That was basically like two years and a quarter ago, almost.
Yeah, so we've done about 3 of them, and at least from like recent memory. We did some in the past as well, but that was like, in 21 bull run basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it happens, it's pay attention time when we do it. I will say like because we have a lot of new guys. We have a lot of guys that came in new to this cycle, and they're like, have you guys ever experienced dips like this before? I was like, sir, yes. And we've been 8 years in this game, and we've experienced these dips. I'll say the one that was probably the most worst one was it's sort of the whole thing when like when you're young, when you're a young kid, bad stuff happens and you kind of just can't really understand it that well. So you just kind of like remember it was a bad time, but like it doesn't mean much. Where like the Luna one was pretty bad just because it wasn't just because those assets went straight to zero, right? It was just because it was like you couldn't escape it. The price, it was just like 3 weeks of just getting hit in the face.
Yeah,
it was nonstop bad. And in the main one with that one was a legitimate crypto collapse versus this right here. Like I don't care what anyone says. Anyone in crypto, no one in crypto was saying like this was not a crypto related crash or anything like that. This was a geopolitical like event basically.
Yeah,
and
if crypto would have been in its in a perfect vacuum or whatever, Bitcoin would be above 60,000 at the current moment. But obviously, yeah, being a global asset now, especially with Bitcoin, you have the same people, who own Bitcoin also own stocks, right? They have that correlation getting tighter and tighter as, the U.S. government, Wall Street, and other large corporations start buying up Bitcoin over the next few years.
These chats are funny, man.
That's always great.
Yeah. So like, it's just getting that conviction and stuff. I mean, we were able to like get our guys out in last cycle. We got our guys out of Luna, out of Celsius. We I don't think we've ever used Voyager, but in Voyager as well. Basically we got a lot of people out of these coins, Solana as well. We were able to get our guys out and weren't really caught up on that whole fucking whirlwind to the downside and stuff like that, just because it's much easier to tell like of a crash is coming when it's crypto based, because it's crypto based, right? Because we're watching indicators for that. There's other stuff that ends up happening that, geopolitically, right? I mean, like the Iran versus them boys have been like crying wolf for like 25, 40, 50 fucking years. I mean, and they still haven't even hit yet. They just said they're going to. They're like, here we go. We're gonna hit this time. I swear to you. On Wednesday, live. And they might do it. Well, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's it's got to be something pretty serious for like them boys inside the Pentagon not to hit the gay bars and order pizza in, because they're gonna be working all weekend. It's got to be pretty serious.
Yeah, very, very serious. Super serial.
Also, like North Korea moved in like a lot of their missiles towards the border, which I would thought they were already there, but apparently more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it's interesting to kind of see like where everything's at in the market right now. But I mean, at the end of the day, let's go with what we know about crypto, and then what we know about macro in terms of maybe the next 6 months. So crypto specifically, crypto only, right? What's the main catalyst for the second half of this year? It's the Bitcoin halving. That happened back in around April 19th, right? 6 months after that, to the T, almost every single bull market Bitcoin's ever had, at 6 months after the halving, which would be around mid to late October, we started to pump.
Right.
If we look at the current 60-day cycles and we were to say the current cycle going into the end of August, and then the next cycle, which would go into almost the last week of October, hey, that lines up pretty good. The end of that next 60-day cycle, let's say October 18th to the 25th, something like that. That lines up with pretty much exactly 6 months after the halving, which means this cycle and maybe the next 60-day cycle, that's the time where, we're open to bearishness. We're open to sideways action. We're open to the market still not quite getting that supply shock baked into the price for Bitcoin. Interesting. And then what do we know about macro? Well, we know the election is at the beginning of November. We got plenty of volatility going to the election. If we have, going into the election, an economic crisis for 2 months or 3 months, right? That's not going to make the Biden administration look good. Bidenomics already is shit, but that'll make it obvious, right? And then, the current administration or current party tends not to get reelected, right? So then that is pretty good for a recovery phase post that as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different things lining up, basically saying, maybe we don't get a real crazy run until November through the middle of next year or the end of next year. But this pull down in price just really resets the ability to go up, is what we've discussed a lot. So if whether we are at the lowest point for you to buy for the rest of the bull market at the end of this month or mid-October, either way, great time to be dollar cost averaging, great time to be getting in. And the more fearful you are about pressing that green button, buying those coins on the red days, the more likely you should be doing it. Right. Now, liquidity cycles as well, global liquidity cycles don't peak until the end of 2025. So so much craziness between now and the election would have to happen. We'd have to have so much war, so much craziness, so much actual, geopolitical events that shake the world. We'd have to have so many of them to really take us down from the momentum that is the bull market from both Bitcoin's perspective of, the supply shock after the halving, plus the liquidity cycles globally going off and getting off the rails. So either way, it's a crypto emergency. It's time to buy.
Yes, crypto emergency. That's right. That's hilarious that I have the ambulances outside.
How the tables have turned.
I've got an announcement to say. I go like this, it's the Tokyo Tower outside.
That would be hilarious, actually.
I lied to you this entire time, Charlie. I'm actually in Tokyo. I've always been in Tokyo.
I met DCC's doppelganger here in Vegas. Oh, shit.
Dude, there's actually this Instagram, there's Instagram comedians and shit where they're part of this. I actually play one of their videos, actually. I think I have it as a meme, but they're the big reveal is no one knew they actually were twin brothers. So both of them were both switching off roles of sort of like altcoin daily twins a little bit. If you didn't know there was two of them. Yeah. And
the key thing is, did their wives know?
Who the hell knows, right? But there's really funny things they did this reel of showing them both together, and the internet started freaking there's two of them because they're hella misogynist and doing cheat. They're a part of the cheating verse, which is just cheating on chicks.
That's beautiful.
They just have tons of stuff of basically. I actually kind of wanted to get into the red pill a little bit, but they do pretty red pill based content on Instagram, and they're always doing stuff they're always playing this whole game of when you're with your fucking retard, you're with your horrible family, and you're thinking about your side piece all day. It's just dumb ass videos like that, or your girlfriend finds out about your side piece, and then you're just getting thrown out the window and shit. Oh my god, man! Sneaky, shout out to Sneakyverse. Yeah,
that's funny as well.
But
totally crypto related.
Totally crypto related, man. Totally crypto related. Yeah, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife. That's right. That's right. Wife changing money, but no. But what Charlie prices are recovering right now. We are supposedly the Fed's going to announce what they're going to do tomorrow. That they've been in meetings since last night. Emergency meetings. More than likely, we're going to get a 50 basis point cut to a full percentage point. there's a lot of people putting money that it's going to be like 75 basis points, which probably makes a little more sense just because it put us under 5%. It put us at 4.75 on the interest rate. Doesn't mean that they're going to. I think if we recover from here, they may only start the cuts now, and then not have to really money print until later. Because like that's kind of the big bullet in the chamber is like, I mean, sure, the interest rates going down is really helpful, but it's not as powerful as like legitimate just printing money because they've been running money off the balance sheet this entire time. And when they say they're letting the balance sheet run off, what that means is they're taking liquidity out of the market, which means banks have less money, which makes them very fragile, and they're pretty lent out and stuff like that. So, so Iran fucked up. It's a multiple of things. I mean, the U.S. economy is we call this since the middle of 2022. Like, I mean, we were in a recession already. It's just the White House changed how they count the data. The data's like it's usually like they usually take like the inflation data per se, right? If you're looking at the inflation data, they take a 2-year average, right? So if the price is $100 today, 2 years from now, it's 120. It would say that we're up 20%. But if they change it to a 1-year average, what happens is what if it only went up 115 in 1 year, but the second year, it's only up now 5%. It's just changing. They changed the goalposts a little bit to basically make the data look better. Because if now that it's being tracked on a yearly basis, it's kind of shittier basically. Because like 2 years is much more time to see like, oh wow, prices have really jumped up. So like the data has become much more corrupt as well. And they've also changed. Usually, if you have 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, you're in a recession. It's like 3-4 now. Like it's.
Yeah, but the government wouldn't lie to me, Miguel. Would they? Would they really?
Would they lie to me? Would they lie to me? Yes.
Can't believe it. I guess I gotta. Right. I guess I gotta become a non-NPC. I gotta graduate to a real human being.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's crazy. You know, it's. I mean, we're in a crazy world right now. I mean, but yeah, we were in a recession, and it's really easy to tell. I mean, once you know the peak of 21. Cratered down about 6 months into the year, interest rates were going up quite. They started increasing interest rates in January of 2022, and kept increasing interest rates. And we felt a shift because obviously equities took a shit. So did crypto went off. I mean, that summer, oh my god, man, yeah, we were in Bear Town at that point. And if you actually looked at what GDP was actually doing at the time, because at the same time, like, you know. We still had a lot of people out of work. Some people just didn't want to go back to work. They were taking their unemployment as maximum as they can. Spending was down. I mean, we were in a recession at that point since the middle of 22. And like, we probably got out of it legitimately either first or second quarter of 2023 is when we got out of it and stuff. So I don't really believe we're going to go into a recession because like the things are turning back on even right now. But obviously, if war breaks out or anything like that, I mean, that could crash equities enough or move markets enough that it could cause layoffs. That actually would. And that's the point.
And like the last official recession that we had, was during the pandemic, essentially. And that one only lasted like 2 months. So,
right.
It could just be a 2 or 3 month period where they print us out of it, and hey, that was a recession, but. Great. Now it's reset, and then boom, 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 boom. Pump up price. Give people a little bit of stimmy check. Action, and nobody's going to be asking any questions, right?
Right. Now, Hex Amigo asked, remember when they called for a recession when the yield curve inverted 12 months ago? Here's the thing: is that this is actually Jerome Powell even mentioned this if you go on my last stream on the Fed. They actually asked him the same question, in a different way, and he even said that a lot of the classic indicators that we've used to tell that we're in a recession basically failed because data was all skewed out because people were not working, and it completely messed up the whole thing. So we inverted multiple times actually. We kept uninverting and reverting.
It's kind of like Top Gun.
Yeah, and it didn't mean that we were in a recession at the time. And so just because the data was all messed up, and like I'm with Jerome on that point, but going forward, if some COVID sort of thing shutdown doesn't happen, I think that would be actually very accurate at that point. you know. But he said a lot of the classic rules and stuff like that they've used as like rules of thumb that aren't perfect but close enough that if enough of these things happen, we're in a recession, they basically stopped working because all you know. Yes, true. Mike Maloney is pissed off. Mike Maloney, wait, isn't that the gold guy or whatever? He's still alive. Holy shit! I thought he died. But yeah, it just went off for a little bit, and I think now that if the yield curve inverted again or something, I think it'd be very much more accurate. Now that we're going back online, the reason inflation's really even calmed down is because people are going back to work. I've noticed quite a lot of YouTubers having to go back to work now into their jobs and stuff like that. Some because they want to, other ones because they got bored at home. Other ones just because YouTube still hasn't taken off yet. Stuff like that. It's much more easier to see it on YouTube. Where like on Instagram, everyone's pretending.
Yeah, YouTube people just, especially in crypto, people pack it up when the market gets bad. They're like, all right, see you guys in 6 months. All right, later.
But I mean, we're here for you guys. Like we were buying the dips. We're being pretty public. We were in the chats and stuff. If you ain't in the Citadel, man, I don't know, man. The ship's leaving you by, bro. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's probably pretty lonely out there if you're not in the Citadel.
Pretty much.
One thing I was going to say on some of the stuff you were saying earlier was just, talking about, not necessarily interlinked exactly, but kind of the domino effect from, Iran news versus Japanese news in terms of the economic situation versus the crypto side. Really, the only thing on the crypto side that broke, right, was pretty much jump capital, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They had to get out of the market with a lot of different things. And so if, let's say, for example, that domino effect hadn't had liquidations or forced selling of assets in crypto from jump capital, I bet you we wouldn't have even gone as low as we did. So at the end of the 60-day cycle in about 2 to 3 weeks, again, same thing, right? Is there enough stuff out there to fail that could bring down the market? I would say something like that is more unknown with jump capital, but something that the only thing right now that I'm thinking that is known, which wouldn't be forced selling, it'd just be consistent selling, is Grayscale's old ETH product needing to change to their current ETF. They are selling off ETH slowly over time to be able to buy up their ETF and get that switched over. So, but that's really the only real, negative price action there that we see. I think Grayscale Bitcoin is mostly shifted over, and then your Mt. Gox money is already in the hands of the people there, and if it already dropped, they ain't selling, right? So on and so forth.
Yeah. And for people asking and stuff, like, should I saw this one guy in the chat. It just makes me laugh. Like, he's like, you think the best way is to buy and hold or just trade to make money consistently? I was like, well, bro, if you could do it, you'd be doing it already. Like you can do it.
Those trading bots, they always say like, hey, use this trading bot, you'll get perfect snipes. And it's just like, yeah, sure, right? If that was the case, then those trading bots would be the richest entities in all of crypto, and they're not, right? So people get fooled very easily thinking that the market is consistent. It is not. You can make swing trades here and there and win, right, on spot over 60-day cycles or so. So you're trading more on a weekly basis, but that's just, cultivating a bit more crypto. It's not like, hey, I'm going to day trade every single day on this shit with 10x margin. It's like, what?
Some of the best traders I know, they still get stomped out in their longs and stuff like that. It's just it's taking conviction plays, and they still have hodl portfolios. The richest ones I know, they are trading pretty decent size and stuff, and they're taking longs and shorts and stuff when they see an entry or something like that. But they still have a massive amounts of Ethereums and Solana and all kinds of other coins that they're just holding spot. So this is a really sad thing. I think this happened recently. I think one of the biggest whales in synthetics, actually, when you stake your synthetics, you're essentially lending. You're taking a loan out effectively in order to do. He got stomped out liquid. He lost everything. He went to zero. And this guy has been around. Like, I remember this guy forever. I feel bad for the guy. Like people some guy was trying to offer him a job in the chat and stuff because he's like, yeah, it was like that. But he's like, I'm looking for work right now. I'm like,
damn. Yeah. Isn't that funny how it's like you're down bad in crypto if you have to go get a real job?
Yeah.
Right, say
No, but this is messed up. But that's the other thing too, is you have to be careful with the whole. This is why we recommend so much holding spot over just any of these plays. We don't like. I don't like. I mean, I own Synthetics token, but I'm not like leveraging it out. And this is actually one thing that like that token specifically was trying to get back more into not having to go so degenerate in the ecosystem and just give more of like steady Eddie tokenomics and maybe actually a yield where you don't have to fucking like play around in the you know, like taking loans out on crypto, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, the loan game, you know, tends to be pretty risky.
Yeah, yes, but you know, the one of my favorite shows, Mad Men and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, their family used to own half of Manhattan back in the 1920s and stuff, but you know he sold it all. He sold it all in 29. Some people just don't have any faith in this country. Dude, I love that shit. But like, that's actually a huge thing. Is like where people lose. I mean, you want to know something crazy? My son's nurse. She's an older lady, and believe it or not, her dad was like a really early on stock trader. Like I'm talking about like 50s stock trading and stuff like that, which is pretty like it's still kind of pretty rare, even because until like a lot of normal people really didn't get into stocks until like I would say until like mutual funds really started popping off with like Bogle and stuff like that. And
80s, 90s, it got real popular.
Yeah, he said he could have lost it all if he had sold during 87. 87 was like the testing ground for a lot of people. Like the 87 drop, a lot of people, if you had sold, you basically lost your fucking entire ass. Everything.
Yeah, your future potential.
Yeah, and it happens 15, 20, like there's always a big one, right? Like 2008, but it's never exactly the same. You know.
Right.
You know, like we have what 2001. You have the Twin Towers and stuff, but then you have the tech crash, and then you have the Twin Towers. Then after that, you had the housing crisis. After that, you had the COVID crash. After that, I mean, it's just name your poison. And in crypto, fuck, I could name so many off. Oh my god, the 17 bubble popping. 20 like interest rates increasing in 21, boom, and then there's another crash, which was the one like the Luna and all the borrowing and lending and yield farming and shit that happened during 2022. There's like so many, you know, this is something that like Charlie, like it took me a while to really get this, but like, you know, investing is sort of like trading, but with a longer time frame. It's time frames, right? Versus like, you know, versus like short-term trading is like everyone's trying to like turn $100 into like a bunch of money and stuff. And you can like if you trade around and stuff, but you have to know that you're risking it and you're basically playing scratchers and you're gambling.
And the longer time frame you do it on, the more successful you're going to be, right? But the more patience you're going to have. So, you know, if you're trading on a 4-year time basis, you buy right at the beginning of the 4-year cycle, and then you sell at the end of the 4-year cycle, right? Yeah. Like, yeah. Or well, not at the end, but you know, on year 3 of the 4-year cycle, and then you rinse and repeat. Yeah, you know, you're technically doing a long-term, you know, 3 to 4 year trade, 2 to 4 year trade versus, you know, if you do that over the course of 2 to 4 days, you know, little difference in the risk level, you know, of how successful you're going to be, right? So, yeah, but Kylo Trend's a beast on that 5-minute chart.
Like, I'll tell you guys what I bought. I bought Ethereum at 2,300 and 2,100. I bought Pepe at 3.1 billion market cap. I missed 2.8. I'm fucking sad. I want to rope myself, but I can't do it. I bought a Phantom, and what else did I buy? I think a tiny bit of Gala, a very small amount though, a small amount of Gala and stuff like that. And then this is actually something we were gonna before the flash webinar. This is why Divine Wind sometimes happens. Divine Wind, like me and Charlie were gonna do this emergency webinar but it was just gonna be for the Citadel and the Crypto Mindset course yesterday. But everything scheduling wise that could go wrong went wrong yesterday because the dip didn't start. Like we were gonna do it at 4 p.m. Yesterday. The dip didn't really start until about 7 to 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
the real dip. Yeah. So Divine Wind happened and stuff, and then we helped a lot of guys in the chat and stuff, and then we were able to woke up to positive news. But the dips are getting me addicted. And that's the way you should really think about it, really, because I mean, especially if you're buying the really good assets and stuff. The one thing but the original topic of the webinar before like all this crash and stuff happened was we were going to talk to people about like how to like rotate a little, like learn how to rotate a little bit, because like people sometimes get stuck on their DCA on one coin or two coins. And like the classic example is like, I don't know, like your favorite L1 token. Let's just say you're really into Cardano as an example. You love fucking Cardano, and you're just deep CAing into Cardano, and then you're like, Miguel, I put about $12,000 into Cardano. Why am I down right now? Well, because you keep putting your money into one thing. Like you're playing a very more higher risker game. Like we always, even for our advanced guys, we tell them like at least have 30% Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's not sexy. You're right. It's not sexy, but it's smart. Yeah. It's smart. It gives you an anchor point. And that's that Bitcoin and Ethereum have fallen less. I mean, like most everything has crashed more. Like I think Bitcoin fell 15% yesterday, at least from what I saw, and most coins dropped about 25 to 35%. You know what I'm saying? So, if you buy those coins and then kind of go down the risk prem, because we kind of, when you're in the crypto mindset course, we really show you guys like this is like the tier of risk, and then as you go lower, higher risk reward. But you can't make the whole fucking portfolio all high flyers. Like let me dollar cost average into Gala for 9 months. Let me do that. Like I
you can, but it's not recommended.
But it's the it's the truth, you know. Like I mean, this is why we're telling people like, okay, with Gala, right? And I've said this on previous streams, but like Gala is a great risk to reward coin. It's very cheap right now, very cheap. You can buy a lot of it for nothing, and if it does anything like its past performance, it's a lot of returns.
Mm.
So if it goes back to its all-time high of 80 cents, Charlie, and it's at two. I'm gonna round it up. It's at 2 cents. Yeah. That's a 40x. I mean, obviously, I should put all my money in that coin, just that coin only.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can wait it out a year to a year and a half. Like, don't worry about it. Like, if Gala just stays at 2 cents for the next 9 months, well, it still has, 6 to 9 months after that or something, to still do well, right? So I'm pretty sure I can handle that. I can do that.
But when you said that, it reminds me of that guy. Like, there's this meme like this Pepe and Nicole robe trying to help out this guy on the floor, and it's like some dude that's like covered in shit. That's it. Because some people can do that. Like, I mean, you buy it, you're just casually paying attention once a week or every couple of days. You can do it, but most people can't because they're doing it because it's like, oh, I've got Miguel. All I can dollar cost average is about $100 a week. I've got a $5,000 portfolio, like, and they're watching it like a hawk, like you should, right? But like it, but then like it ends up they're making dumb moves because they're like, well, fuck it, I got to risk it for the biscuit, and there is a case for that. If you are going to risk it for the biscuit, you should still have a couple extra plays instead of just one or two. You got to have a couple plays. Just because me and Charlie sometimes say like, oh, I really like, oh, dude, like I'm buying some right now for this ecosystem, but then they miss the whole other point. Like, oh, Miguel and Charlie are also buying these other coins as well. It's like, I think this could do really good in the next 3 months, but it does not mean that I'm only just buying one single fucking token,
Because you never know when you get that divine win, when God starts to just break one, But yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, right now, the easiest play in the crypto, right, is just buying Solana, below 140, right? If you get it below 140, basically 130, 140, that's cheap. Up to 180 is, where it's been the last few months. So that's really the range. Is just continue to consolidate in. If it goes below 130, right? We talked about this a little bit in the webinar, but the the fib levels between like $88 to about 102. Mm-hmm. That would be like, end of August, worst case scenario, you see a bunch of dump on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Bitcoin's 47K, Ethereum's 2K, whatever, then you might see something like that with $100 Solana. But that area, right, the VCs are going to buy up a lot. So the Solana is one that you can really easily dollar cost average into over the next, few weeks, and, know that, it's probably going to pump back up to 180 at some point. And then after it finally breaks that area, then it's going to go on more of a run. So I would say that's like your safest high risk play, right, in crypto at the moment. And then, on the other side of that with, lower risk, is Ethereum and Bitcoin, and then everything else is to the other side of Solana there, which just gets higher and higher risk the more you go down in market cap from there. So you just have to be aware of where you are on that spectrum. And if it's like, hey, I'm going down to shitcoin number 2,576, don't be surprised if you get a little volatility with that choice.
Right, and especially a lot of people are thinking they're value investing in meme coins. Oh my God, sir! I got a bridge to sell you. I got a bridge to sell you, bro. If it's not, and I mean, the only semi for sure, like a lock, the only lock coin in memes is Doge, and it's still risky because it's a meme coin, but it's the Bitcoin of meme coins, right? But like, if you just even go down there, I mean, there's Pepe, there's Bonk, there's Floki. These are newer, still very high billion market cap coins. Those got enough staying power in the cabal of whales or of insiders that own it are like not dumping, and they're like, all right, they are trying to grow it up and make it go big because they're trying to get a big payday. Then they're greedy, but they're smart. They're not that retarded compared to like you get peak greed retards, investing into sub $5 million, $1 million coins, where the founder of that token is just looking to make 45,000 and leave, or I'm serious, or like he's like, once I can sell this whole bag for about one Lamborghini Huracan, or I launch about 10 or 15 coins a year, and then I buy a Lambo off of this one, I do this and there, and then and seriously, this is some of their plans, actually legitimate. It's fucked up, but these people, you got to be careful. You got to know the kind of people you're playing with as well. But at all levels, every token founder is trying to make money, or doing it for fame or fortune or whatever. But that's what it is. Now, you could have a lot of like if you're all in one ecosystem, right? Let's just say like the Hex or Pulse Chain ecosystem, totally cool. If that's a decision you did. But I'll tell you this: when the rest of it's not when crypto's going down that the Hexicans or anybody loses conviction. It's not. Look, this is how human psychology works. Because if there's any ecosystem that can take a shot to the fucking nuts, it's fucking Pulse Chain and Hex. Oh my God, right? If everyone's getting kicked in the dick, it's comparison. It's almost like a female, right? All their female friends live in a mud hut. Then I'm perfectly okay because everyone else lives in a mud hut. But if my friends start getting a double wide or start living in a nice little gated community and I'm still in the mud hut, I'm big mad and I'm big sad. And it's not jealousy, it's envy that gets people like, oh my God. And then this is what caused like what's going on in there. This happens in every ecosystem, from like even Solana. Like I started seeing a lot of even the meme coin communities completely tearing themselves apart because they would let memes actually run up to like a sub $100,000 coin would go up to 10, 15, 50 million. They kept like rugging themselves up at $1 million or $2 million market cap. They wouldn't even get past that point. And then people started getting frustrated because they would never let the Ponzi's run up high enough that they started killing their own meme coin cycle on Solana. And that's what's happened recently and stuff, like not now, but like, because we're getting a hard reset.
But Miguel, I put all my hard-earned monies in Dogwoof Hat. And it was going to be on the sphere, bro. They promised me it was going to be on the sphere.
I will say that they did take the money in deposit. So I don't know what the fuck's happening. I think it was Nansom or something. He got the money. He got the $600,000 or $800,000 to put it on the sphere. So who knows? But if they ever
he's just going to Photoshop it onto the sphere and take the rest as the dollar cost average into the market. That's what
When they put that on the sphere, you guys, I promise you that's the top for whiff. I promise you. Like they're probably smart with it, yeah. Like why do it now? But like when the bull market's going bananas and they actually put it on the sphere one day, just know. Just know.
It's just like an advertisement. Hey, come get your exit liquidity.
Right. Is Fetch still a good coin? It's a great coin. Buy it all under sub-$1. I think it's at 84 cents right now. It's a great coin. If there's a dip, it'll go lower. That's even better, basically.
Yeah, and it will be fully converted into ASI once mainnet goes live, which it's probably in another 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks.
You're going to have to manually, when you buy your coins, you're going to have to manually go onto the website and use a bridge. I know using crypto lame. I know, but use the bridge and convert your tokens. That's kind of what it is, right? Like another thing, like I always I've been consistently, DCAing on these crazy wicks on Phantom. I'm balls deep in Phantom, like not as much as I'm in Pulse Chain, but like the second most blockchain I'm balls deep in is Phantom, and I have conviction on it, but it's not been performing well. I mean, the side plays and the stuff I'm yield farming has kind of like stopped my losses on that stuff, which is great. But like the main token itself has only been going down, right? But am I only DCing into Phantom, Charlie? I don't know. I don't know if you can answer this question. This is like a very difficult. Am I just only buying Phantom?
From what I've listened to during this podcast today, I would say yes.
That's right. I've only been DCing in Phantom because it's those who risk it for the biscuit, actually you want one change your money?
X.
All in, bro.
I swear, Phantom's going to $1 million tomorrow, bro.
Phantom. It's doing a big conversion. It's going to create itself into a new token in November, December. So that's pretty cool. But that's what 2.5 months from now, basically at the soonest. That's a long time, man. Long time, Charlie. I don't know if I can do it.
All in today.
It's very possible on this dip. I mean, on this, and when that happens, it might. So, if things are still semi-bearish, it might only go to 80 cents. It might only go to, like, if you were able to buy here at 30 cents, maybe it drops down in the 20s and you're able to snipe it there. It might only do a 2x from there. It might be 40 cents when the conversion is, where there's no hype, or maybe it gets hype, it goes back to $1, $2, $10, $20. It all depends where Bitcoin and Ethereum are at, It's the same thing. If Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing very well, more hype, more money. That's what happens.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
So, Charlie, how do I fumble the bag, Charlie?
Well, I would say you sell it all right now, immediately.
Okay.
And then when we get that bounce, to like 60, 62K, maybe 64K over the next 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. And then it drops back down to 47K, you sell it once it you wait till it bounces back up, right? And then you don't sell it. You wait for it to go all the way back down, and then you sell it, and then you watch it go to new all-time highs, and then you buy back again. I think that's how you do it. That's what that's what I've been told.
Whenever it's red, you guys, that's when you sell. When it's really bad, you guys, when your portfolio says down 70%, that's when you sell.
And then only buy green candles.
Right.
I mean, some of the principles that we say here, both on YouTube and the course, Citadel, everything, I mean, they're not that complicated, right? It's just the thing that people can't usually do when the time is right is overcome their own emotions, right? I'm so scared, so I'm not going to do anything. Or, I'm so greedy, so I'm going to buy it all. You just do things at the wrong time. This is why we say, make a trading journal or like a crypto journal, right? Anytime you buy or sell any assets in the market, take like a 1 or 2 sentence take on your emotional state, how you're feeling about that. Are you unsure? Are you very sure? Are you over exuberant or too scared to really know what the opportunity is in the market? So the more you can understand how your emotions react to the market, the more the better you can override them, essentially. Because every time that I feel like I should be selling, I know I should be buying. So now I know to just do the opposite of everything that I think, right? Because I am Jim Cramer. But you just kind of find those ways to understand how you react to the market, because everybody's just a little different with how they react to the market. Some people can handle it, some people can't. And the longer you've been here, the more you kind of dilute your emotions that way, right? Like I think me and Miguel, when we were watching the crash happen, we're like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's like for a second there, the market surprised us, right? And then it's like, okay, we can deal with this. We've dealt with worse, right? Versus, other people are like, oh my God, we're all going to die, and they tell all their friends, so I'm so sorry I recommended you to buy Bitcoin at $74,000. You should sell it all now.
One of my favorite tweets was one of the Winklevoss twins saying, "Oh, this isn't that bad," and then like an hour later, Jesus Christ. That was horrible, bro. Oh my god, this question is ridiculous. Padawan. Dog cost, we are retards and autists mostly. Please clarify, was that real advice or sarcasm?
I don't even know if that should be taken seriously or not.
I know. I'm a little scared that it might be actually serious. Yeah, bro, is like, this is when you know to sell. Or at least take some profit. I'm gonna tell you this. This is
word of warning. Word of warning, about half of this podcast is sarcasm today.
But I'm being very legitimate. At any point in time, you take a screenshot of your coin total or your portfolio to show off, or like, damn, that's fucking crazy, I hit that milestone, is probably one of the best times to take some profit. This is scientifically peer-reviewed, studied, that if you like, damn, I'm up crazy right now, you take a snapshot, you show it off on Twitter, take some profit. Like, it is, I've never seen like a more perfect strategy. It's true anytime that like you're on your phone and shit, you're like, damn, I'm up stupid today. Might be smart to take 10% into stables or something. Just like something.
Same time in the opposite, right? Like when you're like, oh my God, crypto's down so bad. Like if I even said the word crypto to anybody I know right now, they would just fucking rip me a new one or laugh at me and all this shit. Anytime you feel like that, it's probably a time you should be buying, right?
I'm a little dense. I'm a little thick-headed sometimes, Charlie. But like when like Hexflex happened, that was so apparent to me that like I woke up, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not never show your profits, but you have to understand like in your private life, you might actually like, damn, you might text your brother. You know what I'm saying? Or your sister, or you never know.
You might not even like let anybody know, but you're just like in your own mind, like, dang, when you look at the portfolio, you're just like, what? Yeah. You know, anytime you even get just that feeling, right? Same thing.
Dude, so me and Charlie were in Miami, right? And this was the launch of Pulse Chain, maybe a month or two in, right? The launch of Pulse Chain, right? And I remember getting some messages like, bro, I'm up 1 million. I should have known right there. Like that's like one of the biggest telltale, because like we had some guys going like, I'm up 1 million right now, bro. And then later on he's like, yep, that and this happens at all points, not just for Pulse Chain or any of these guys, but like Phantom, or like at any point when you start noticing the quiet dudes on Twitter, the guys like, yeah, they're good community members, start going, woo, you know, like, I mean, tits out. Like it's so, and I know it's like, you know, hindsight 2020, but there is no truer thing on the planet. If you're sensitive to it, you'll start seeing it. Especially we're like, this industry is full of dorks, right? Inner dorks, right? Like here's a big one. Charlie knows this one too, right? Guys who are never around girls instantly start clubbing. You start seeing them around chicks.
And those same guys, no, I could make such an easy joke right now, but I think it's for the Pulse Chain community. I'll spare that one today.
Yeah, I'm trying to make the communities, but I saw some crazy, I saw this with the Luvium bros. I saw some weird, I wish if I had my old phone, I'd find it. I remember some dudes, like, you know, those half-cut glasses people had. They're almost like they're like actual glasses, but the reading glasses are like this small. I saw these dudes like posting when Illuvium was $1,400 in clubs and stuff. You had to, like, you know, it was insanity, you know. Yeah.
So when they're not going to clubs anymore, when they're stuck in certain countries, then is that a buy signal?
It's more of yeah. I mean, it's when they're down bad and stuff like that. I mean, like, I'll tweet out a McDonald's I didn't even know this. I went to a McDonald's the other day and I didn't know they were getting paid $20 minimum wage now at McDonald's. I didn't even know that. Pretty crazy. I was like, damn, I'm getting old, bro.
Trust me, bro. Like by 2040, everybody who works at McDonald's will be millionaires. You know, hyperinflation. You know,
look, Ricky Romero, right? It's like this. We get this question, not just with Illuvium. We get this question with every coin. How much Bitcoin should I own? How much Ethereum should I own? How much Illuvium should I own? How much Hex should I own? And it always ends up being a unit bias number, and it's based off of how much money you have at the end of the day, right? Like if you have $100,000 portfolio, you know, if you like, how much Hex should I own? Oh, you at least should own $1 million. Why not? Because it's like $4,000. That's not that bad, right? But that's the whole thing. But then you're like, how much Illuvium should I own? 10 might be a lot, or 100 might be a lot. You know, or 1,000, like that's the whole. It's very hard to answer that for everybody, you know, like, but like because the price is down 8, you know, 100's a nice round number for Illuvium. You know, Bitcoin, everyone wants to shoot for 1 at some point, put it away. I think everyone should try to get at least 10 Ethereum at one. No, I know that's not possible because it's a lot more money. It's 20 grand. It's like 25,000 right now.
But it can be a goal for by the end of 2026, right?
Yeah.
You make however many X's you're going to make in this bull market, then you sell, you know, when Pi Cycle Top Indicator hits, when Hex Flex hits 2.0, Pulse Chain Flex or whatever, and then all those different things that we're talking about here, then, you know, end of 26, you're flush with cash, everybody else is poor, and
everyone else is poor.
the market's gone down, and what do, right? You buy a shit ton of a pretty stable asset. There, you wait for the market to recover, right? And then you, if you want, right, you can take part of that and hold it forever, take part of it, and then DCA that into alts in 2027 to get that 2028, 2029 bull run action. So, you know, the longer you are here with crypto cycles and the more you understand them, right? If you watch Dollar Cost Crypto's channel, Cultivate Crypto's channel, get in the crypto mindset course, get in the Citadel. If you are covering all those bases, like, you'll basically cut out one cycle in terms of knowledge, not experience. Experience can't be replaced. You have to go through the experience yourself, but you will cut out at least one cycle of knowledge in terms of, like, you'll be pretty much a cycle ahead of anybody, other newbie or any other person that's at the current state of where you are in your knowledge base in crypto, if you're part of any of that, or if you're part of all of it, even better, right? So, yeah, I think, you know, it's really that consistency, persistence, and then trying to get as far ahead of your peers as possible in terms of knowledge efficiently, while at the same time being here multiple cycles so that you can compound, you know, your crypto or cultivate your crypto and dollar cost crypto, your crypto, you know, so if that makes sense. But yeah, like, let's say, for example, I was a newbie today and I was like, hey, or let's say I've already been in the market for 1.5 years, but I was just doing it on my own, and I found the MoonGang. Great. Okay, I jumped into the Citadel today, and then, you know, maybe in about a month, allegedly, possibly, maybe, I'll jump into the Q3 Crypto Mindset course. Awesome, right? And then, you know, by the end of this year, I'm heavy DCing it, or, you know, aping DC, what do you call it, dollar cost aping into projects and whatever, and then I enjoy the 2025 bull run. Great. Now, most of your peers will fumble the bags, not sell anything, you know, in 2025 and hodl all the way down to the bottom of 26. Versus you, right? You basically take profits, drop, buy that bag at the bottom, let it run up, and then really during that whole time, if you dollar cost average into knowledge as well through our information that we give here free on a daily basis, then, you know, all you have to do after that then is stay around for probably 2 more cycles, but basically 1 or 2 more cycles after that, and then you go for 1 more. So you got a little rich, and then you get rich, and then you get wealthy, right? Versus most people, it takes about 12 to 16 years, so 3 or 4 cycles for them to really gain that. And 80 to 90% of people don't last that long in crypto. A lot of people are like, you know what? I want to jump into this market. I want to take advantage of the volatility, but man, this market is really the devil's work. Like, it's just, you know, the devil that I have to deal with right now in order to get rich. And then as soon as I can, I'm going to pull it to the market, put it all in real estate, baby, because crypto's, you know, trash. It's just very easy to make a lot of money quick. Like, if you have that mentality on crypto, you're only going to get rich sometimes. You're never going to get wealthy. You're never going to make your own citadel, right? You're never going to be able to stack yourself up. Versus if you have that persistence and consistency over multiple cycles, plus you try to get as far ahead in each cycle as possible, sharpen your sword and really understand what's going on as much as possible. then yeah, you know, within 12 years, you'll have made the money that most people would make in 40 to 50 years. Is it worth it? It's probably going to make you more money than your job salary over that same period of time.
Yeah.
And so, Miguel, but I can't spend an hour a day on that, you know, because it's too much work and, you know, there's too much information out there and I just can't do it. It's like, well, okay, have fun being a slave for the next, you know, 40, 50 years, you know, just go to the salt mines every morning, you know, you get to your desk, you hear the bell just like you did in elementary school, and then you do what you're told, right? And you have no freedom, no autonomy, no nothing over your life except for, you know, just listening to what your bosses say, listening to what your teachers say, listening to, you know, what your wife says, listening to what your parents say, everything, right? So it's just like, I think people can carve out the time to really dollar cost average into that knowledge, because that's really the key here, you know, over the long term, because the more that you do that, the more that the stuff we say just becomes like, yeah, okay, that's confirmation of what I was already thinking, versus being like, oh my God, like the market's down. Like if DCC and Charlie aren't streaming, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. The bags are down. I'm going to sell. Help me, guys. Help me. You know, like the difference there is massive if you don't do the work.
I also would be sad if I wasn't. This all, I don't know, Charlie. This all seems like valid reasons. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm. I don't know shit. I don't know. Like, you know, it is what it is.
You know what makes me a little bullish sometimes. Like here, I'm gonna show you guys a little example. Like I like seeing shit like this, but also I'm very wary of it because it could be total fucking like I want to teach you guys a little something. So like, this is a tweet I saw. This was a couple of days ago when Illuvium's price was much higher. I think when it just touched, it was like $55 or so. This guy was like, I'm willing, Illuvium, I'm trying to sell my McLaren F1 right here, 570 for 5,500 Illuvium, or any other currency will transfer it. So like, that's kind of funny, but if he's being for real, that's pretty cool. But like, that's yeah, I like seeing stuff like that on some conviction bets, but at the same time too, this could be a just total fucking crock of shit as well. Right, and a lot of people fall for this.
If I were a betting man,
if I was a betting man, well, he's getting a shirt. He's probably getting closer to 10,000 now. But but that should let you know. But I like using some of these right here because to see like, okay, how ridiculous is that? Like, what's a very large bag? That's 5,000 is a large bag, right? And like someone was asking me, like, right, like if legitimately, okay, let me do this. The bag you wanted to get of Solana was 1,000 Solana back in the day. Because 1,000 SOL would have cost you $18,000, right? But realistically, in stretch goal and stuff, it'd really be trying to get 100 SOL right now. But it's going to be like same amount. It's going to be like 15. That's a stretch goal for a lot of people, right? I don't want to say if like some guys are like, I already got 100 SOL. Good. Some people it's like, I never had a SOL to begin with. Sorry, my bad, church. But like, you know, trying to get to 10. I mean, it's just. But that's just like the thing is people want those stretch goals, and then the stretch goals kind of get them in trouble because I finally hit that goal. Good. Then they keep DCAing still. And then that's the problem too. It's like, well, if it took you a long time to get there, cool. Now focus the beam somewhere else. And I think that's the problem is the gun gets rusted and stuck. It's like, well, I keep doing like it gets stuck there. And that's the problem.
It's easy. It's comfortable. They know that.
Right.
They didn't try to, pay attention and learn some other things and look at other stuff in the market, right? It's like, I just wanted to know one coin. I just niched down at extreme in crypto. It's like, yeah, riches are in the niches, right? Or the niches. Yep. But like at the same time, you might want that rudder to the portfolio, right? Those main bags.
Yeah. Now there's a coin called Akash, or not Akash, or ACAT, or what the fuck's it called, man? I forgot the name of it. Like, it's the net. It's that one. It's Akash or Akash, yeah, that coin, yeah.
The AI one.
The AI one. Well, they barely added the AI. It never had AI. I knew it from the back, and then it did not have AI. Smart, hey, they've added the AI to give them hype, but like people were in that network. I know a guy who round tripped that shit. He put like million in, like validating, doing everything, and just completely round tripped it the entire time. Oh my God, it was such bad. He was like, I saw him on a podcast with some influential people, like it was so bad, bro. It was like, yikes, dude. Like it was like, I don't even think he made any money on it. Like maybe yield farm rewards, maybe whatever he was getting validating. But like, That's like sometimes you also have to know where you're at in the market, and then like, but it could those bets are funny because that's when it doesn't work out. I think that actually can work out now because it's evolving and it's actually I think it's going to work well if he's still in it. But the problem is like you never hear those sides of the stories where like he put like at least he didn't lose his million, right? Most of the times it's gone, but you never hear like I mean the God whale, right? The biggest whale in Hex, he put $500,000 in at the near the bottom. That's what made him a whale. $500,000 what made him like giga rich, and he was already giga rich anyway. Like he was already stupid rich already. So like, and that's what I'm talking about and stuff like you know, it's all based on size and stuff like that. And some people are playing a game of just staying rich and just continue to get sure. You're, like if there's like capital preservation is still like you're gonna make a lot of money still. Versus like you got to risk it for the biscuit, go high risk. Like I put $1 million in just one thing, and I really hope it works out. And if it does, like I really made a lot of money, right? But you never hear the other side of the people, the tens of thousands of people that put millions of dollars into projects and just don't. And you don't hear that because that's not sexy to talk about. Or like that, and this is not the sexy strategy, but it's true. But it's a fucking tried and true strategy. The guy who put 100,000 into 10 projects. Maybe a little more like just weight adjusted and stuff did on average do a lot better than the guy who put $1 million into one project. But the guy who put the $1 million into the one project has got the sexier story when he wins.
And it does depend on what that project is, right?
Right.
If you were to put, let's say, everything into Sol for this time period, that's one project, but it's a relatively good project, right? And then you put into 10 different projects, which are all below 200 in market cap. To be honest, you might hit 1, 2, or 3 of those really crazy, and then the other 7 could be bust too. And then, you know, on average, you should have just bought Sol to begin with because you would have done just as well. So it also depends on, you know, the risk level, the risk parameters to those altcoins or to those coins that you're deciding to get into. So multiple factors, but yeah. Because sometimes, you know, the spray and pray strategy, you know, you can buy 10 different coins, but if they're part of the 95% of crypto coins that suck balls, right?
Numbers game works in picking up chicks, but like because the hit rates. I mean, someone could make a joke out of that, but legitimate. I know some of the best pickup artists on the planet. Their hit rate isn't 100%. It's not. It's like abysmal, dude. It's like
that's like when you're dating, right? Getting the same averages, you know, when you're playing baseball, if you're hitting 300, you know, you're doing fine versus, you know, if you're hitting 300 in crypto or investments, you know, you're not really winning, right? You want over a 50% hit rate at least. So yeah, it also depends on the market.
Yeah. Let's see. So another thing too is like also look, I got everyone in my because like obviously like we made some money in the bull run and everyone in my family, I had friends, families. I had a lot of people telling me like, buy real estate, right? It probably would have been one of the stupidest decisions ever made. There's only like 2 transactions that got offered to me that would have worked out. One was buying a loft or basically half a floor at the Palms place, like $600,000, and I could have flipped it for $2 million. Okay, that would have been cool. Yeah, but living in a casino is a bit much. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I could have maybe
like,
slipped into degeneracy.
You know, on the real estate, I made money, but then
did I really win money?
It's like, but all those profits just went straight to the casino.
Yeah, and the other one is when I this was everyone got offered this one. If you knew about it, basically anyone could have bought a box seats or basically bought private basically seats at the Raider Stadium when it was being still under construction, and so that's a key one right there and stuff. I might look into when the Oakland A's one gets built and stuff like that. That's kind of cool because you know you have that thing you can go to any. Let's just say Beyonce's playing there. I don't know why Beyonce, but Beyonce's playing there. You can just watch it. It's kind of cool because you own your own box seats and stuff like that. And that and those
or sell that one particular show or bring people that want to network through that. Yeah,
and that's good for business, but. So it was a lot of cash, man, at the time, but they were discounted. I don't know why it was always 600,000 to 800,000 for everything back then, but that's because I think maybe that was the going rate for a lot of stuff. But those you could literally have them for 2 years, sell them off, and probably double your money, triple your money, and stuff. Because and that's the thing, because nobody wants to fuck the guy that hasn't made it yet. They want to fuck winners. I'm telling you, most people are females. They want to fuck the winner at the end of the finish line. Like, I don't know, Miguel. I don't know if I can jump in right now. It's not a for sure thing. Like, have you guys ever seen the first Back to the Future when Marty McFly talks to his dad? I don't know. It's just I can't handle disappointment. Like, that's the voice I have when I hear people tell me that shit, and I see people doing that. It's the truth, dude. They're like, I don't know. I for sure. Like, nothing's for sure. Yep. You know. I mean, it's a fucking gift of God that you're here today. Your brother's sperm could have beat you out, and you'd be a different person. You could have been a chick, legitimately, not like in the Olympics, but like for real. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you could have never gotten into crypto, right? So like, there's just so many things that like could happen, and it's like, at the end of the day, did you buy the dip? Like, and if you did, then you generally pan out way better.
Yeah. There's another thing too with like real estate and stuff too is like it's work. You're buying a business because obviously real estate can appreciate over time, which is good. You want a real estate appreciation, but here's the problem: is that it's work. Like, I mean, yeah, me and Charlie have gone. We met Gary Cardone before in person. Great guy,
super cool guy.
Yeah, super cool guy. He was willing to big. It was kind of crazy. Like, I was talking. Like, I may have been one of the first people to talk to him about Solana, Pulse Chain at the event and stuff. Yeah, because he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about talking about other coins right now. I'm really in the Bitcoin thing right now." And I was like, "Yeah, that's sometimes you got to read the room." You know, it's like,
and sometimes people are like, "It's only Bitcoin for me." They buy the Michael Saylor's thing. You know?
But he was interested, and then I saw him a month later. Then he started like talking. I saw him in like a bunch of Twitter spaces talking about other coins again. I was like, "Oh, look at that, cool!" But I saw the seed, but he wasn't ready. You know, he wasn't ready at the time. But he's a great guy and stuff like that. And him and his brother and his family are really into real estate, and it's repairs. And two, there's sort of a scale as well. You know, like Grant Cardone talks a lot about this, that you kind of want to get into a 16-plex or bigger, so you can hire a manager to help you manage it, or it becomes a giant time suck. Like, if you're a really busy person, it's kind of like having a baby or doing something that's like you have to commit. Like, at some point you got to do it. You know, there's some people like the CEO of Telegram, besides like being one of the largest sperm donors possibly ever. No, like he found out he has 100 kids. You heard about that, Charlie? Yeah. He has 100 fucking kids. What the hell? Anyway, he has 100 kids.
Money.
Yeah, leaving them no money.
No, I said he needed that money, but yeah, probably that too.
No, he did it originally like that, and then he's like, "Oh wow, this is really cool." And then because he said he didn't really want to have a family, he didn't really want to get married or do anything right now. So then he started, while he was rich, he kept doing it. Yeah, he's still doing it right now, apparently.
Hey, hopefully he didn't get the vax.
Yeah, well, I think he's pretty base. I don't think he got it. Yeah, but he's the kind of guy where like I just rent whatever I need, and then I just have cash, you know, like that's what he does, and it's that whole thing too. Because I mean, like, think about it, like we all have at some point in time, either you've rented a house or you're at your parents' house and your parents have retard neighbors. That could be your tenants. You could have retard tenants. Or you could have a very disingenuous person that just squats on your property. This is a big thing. You have to be very, very, very cognizant of where you are getting your real estate and stuff like that. I mean, I'd hit up Waller or something like that, or look what he's doing and stuff. But like, you have to be very like Texas, Nevada are pretty good. Florida's pretty good. California, I wouldn't do it, bro. And then
I'm gonna buy a property right next to Skid Row, Miguel. You can't convince me otherwise.
I'm selling baby wipes. It's an infinite business. I make all the money, bro.
Dude, I did see somebody at Walgreens the other day literally run out the store with like diapers, baby wipes and stuff. And like, there's like the lady who was the teller at Walgreens was like 68 or 58 or something, you know? And she was just like, I was just like, yeah, man, this country's going down the tubes. She was like, yeah, it's been like that for a while. And she was like, yeah, most of those people just sell those things and sell for drugs. I'm just like, damn, like,
bro, dude, California
is so Jesus.
Yeah, California is so fucked. A lot of places are really fucked up and stuff, man.
But it's bleeding in other places, right? Like even Nevada right now, you can steal up to $1,200 without going to jail. Like what? Like that was started in California and it's starting to move on.
It's bleeding every. That's crazy, dude. I mean, it's
That's
not
like-
that like. Yeah.
It's just a sign of the times, I think. And like one of the other things going into like the dump that we had, in, you know, the kind of financial crisis that we're going through at the moment, in a way. The last, you know, since the stimmy check until now, people basically dwindled their savings on average net in America from, I think during the pandemic they had a few $1,000s to now like nothing in savings, and then they're saying savings going negative basically at the moment, right? And so those types of, you know, metrics are just kind of important to take a look at. But man, like, you know, the amount of homeless people in America since 2010 has just increased so much. Like it's kind of insane. So yeah.
A lot of it is just drugs. I mean, the drugs have gotten crazier and crazier. I mean, I saw someone make a joke about like, you know, back in the day, you'd have high functioning drug addicts. People used to do crack. They would clean your windshield. They would fix your engine. They'd change your tire and stuff like this. Now you've got these fucking new druggies that are all on fentanyl. They just die.
They're just zombies until they die.
They're just zombie and they'll die. Like, I mean, you know, like, and that's the fucked up shit is like, you know, fentanyl's bad, but man, dude, you heard about that stuff crocodile they have in Russia? They have some crazier stuff in Russia. Yeah, like people take some drug that basically the reason they call it crocodile is because your skin will start rotting on your flesh. And it looks fucking bad, bro.
That sounds fun.
Oh, dude, great, bro. It's incredible, but like, and you know, and yeah. A lot of weird stuff's happening local. I mean, I talked about this recently on the stream. Was you know, El Mayo, which is the so you heard of the drug guy El Chapo, right? You've heard of him. Yeah. It's pretty much the most famous guy right now. That's the second in command. The actual guy running the cartel was El Mayo. He's been running it since, I mean, fuck, the 70s, 80s. He's been like he's been the longest running secret like drug lord. He just turned himself. He not turned himself. He got caught looking at real estate in. I think it was Texas. I think he was looking in Texas. Got caught looking at real estate. This is how he he turned himself in for deal because like if Trump's in office and stuff and the new president like I think they're about to go after the cartels and they're like let's like hey I'll turn myself in and like we'll you don't start going after my children and my assets and stuff like you know things you know and he's already lived a really long life I mean the guy's you know has lived his life for sure. I mean he's like respectfully like old for a cartel guy.
Yeah, he's just like don't put me in max security prison, you know, solitary basically.
Put me in club bed. Yeah. And people don't know that, you know, if you ask for like you know like because there's certain things where like if you're in danger of getting fucked up in the prison, they can put you in like private confinement and stuff like that. They're putting you in like solitary confinement essentially away from general public or from GP. You can go crazy in there. People go crazy in there because you're just not. You're like, I mean, like there's like famous video of like King Von or whatever, this crazy motherfucker that like they kept asking him, hey, do you want to go into a special, you know, so you don't get fucked up? And he's like, no, put me in GP. I put me in general population because he didn't want to be. No, they don't want to be by themselves. You know?
So you're saying 23 hours a day in a small confined cell by yourself makes you go crazy? I wouldn't have guessed.
I keep buying coins and they keep not pumping. I don't know how much crazier I can get. I'm a man on the limit. I'm on the edge of my rope.
What did the real torture be for Sam Bankman-Fried that he gets to trade coins in prison, but only like certain market cap levels? It's like you don't get access to anything above the top 200 market cap, Sam. Just FYI. No. Good luck. Best of luck to you. You know, let's see how good of a trader you are now.
Oh my god, dude, that's fucking crazy, dude. But yeah, he made a deal with the feds, 100%. I mean, come on. It's just like let's just stop with the horse shit. Like they made a deal with feds and stuff, and they're probably like from what I've heard, there's northern Mexico's already been a lot more like there's certain like political factions and stuff inside of Mexico that are very pro-American, and other ones are not much more. Basically, the southward you go, less pro-American. The higher you go, the more. Basically, the closer to the border, which makes sense, of course, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Well, now, go for it.
Oh, I didn't know what you're going to go into next from here, but
There's a pivot to crypto again. But basically, don't live in Seattle, don't live in Portland. Pieces of shithole cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a couple super chats that we hadn't gotten to too. I just wanted to
okay. Let me see.
But we can go wherever with this.
The sit down with $2 super chat. Will we top out later in 25 now? Bull run base? I think so.
Pretty much. Yeah. If I had to give a date on it, best, like if you were to like be like, okay, what's going to be the best?
I'm holding you to this, Charlie. Okay.
Okay. The absolute best.
Right now, you guys. Here we go.
No fail time period here for this bull run will be, I would say, mid-October of this year to mid-October of next year. If I was just gonna close my eyes, spin me, and then pin the tail on the donkey, right? It'd be let's say October 18th. Buy this year, October 18th. Sell 2025. You win. Big up only. Guaranteed. It's a lock. Hashtag not live for financial advice.
Since I can't choose October, since you took the month away, I'll go September 11th.
Ooh, interesting.
It's not bad though. That's within a range.
Lock.
It's a lock. There you go. But I mean, this is the good thing is it kind of like it's calmed things down. It's allowed people to buy. Like the coins being bought up are being bought up right now. Like Solana's got a lot of action. Guess what? Other coin didn't dump a lot. Ton token hasn't dumped, and it doesn't have as much hype as well. So,
but what do they both have in common? They have VCs and smart money buying.
Big money too.
Buy pressure. Yeah, big
money. Another one that didn't drop a lot. I'll drop you guys this little hint right now. Near didn't drop nearly that much either.
Ooh.
I was watching it. I thought it was going to go to $2. It never dropped. It's at 3 and some change right now.
I nearly bought it too, but then I didn't.
God damn it! With these.
You just gotta keep it going, dude.
All right, David Hopkins with the $5 super chat. How's my portfolio looking? 100 Illuvium, 100 AVAX, 44 Soul. Wait, am I reading that right? Yeah. Okay. AVAX, 44 Soul, 15 Polygon, Crow, Myro, Radium. I mean, it's looking good. I mean, you got the second, the Radium one. The Radium exchanges kind of come back.
It's pretty correlated with Solana.
Yeah. Tokenomics are much better than actually Jupiter because there's just a lot of Jupiter supply that's not out, but Jupiter's kind of the hotter, younger bitch, basically, in the ecosystem. Like Radium's got a couple of miles on her, but like she's still operational, basically.
Still a good ride.
Yeah, it's kind of like Radium. I kind of look at it almost like it's Uniswap in a way over there because it has these legacy LP. It's sort of like guys who made a lot of money on Uniswap LP providing. Just say, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they just keep. So a lot. That's kind of how. I mean, it's kind of true. It's like, well, I know how to make money on this. It's making me money. I'll keep doing that until it doesn't work anymore. So like there is some legacy pools and money and stuff that just been there the entire bear run, never moved, and they're still there. So like Radium, that's one thing Radium does have over Jupiter is this certain pairs, they just have so much more liquidity than Jupiter. Jupiter has a lot more of the newer coin liquidity though, if I'm being very honest. And I can actually tell when you have a brand new person into this, it's very interesting so I'm gonna give you some sauce here. I typically notice like if a meme coin gets launched on Radium as like the first place to buy it, it usually means that was probably like you're talking about some guy that's been in Solana for a longer time because subconsciously they decided to choose Radium over Jupiter. I notice a lot more of the newer guys are all launching all their meme coins with the liquidity pool starting on Jupiter first. Interesting, little like weird team. It's sort of like you're getting a lot more of the old. Like you may actually get more of an OG launching a coin if it's launching on Radium first and then gets on Jupiter. It's just a little thing like, okay, this might be somebody that's been here a while already, or an old scammer. I cut my teeth back on a Saber, but is AVAX a decently safe buy?
Yeah. I'd say, but if it goes anywhere below $15, by much, I'd be shocked. So it's $20 right now. All-time high was what was it? Like 150? I can't remember. But yeah, either way, relatively cheap right now. And somebody had said, but Zcash is great. It pumped over the last month. Well, everything dumped. It's like no, if you look at the chart, like Zcash is still pretty well to the downside in a downtrend. But hey, you take.
Dude, I love my Zcash guys. I love the Monero guys. But like I've said this before, it just hurts them so much because these are peak utility coins. They have their utility. It's if you want to buy something with some privacy, that's what you use, right? But the problem is that because most people are afraid to get hit, because people have gotten fucked up from using Tornado.cash, and that shouldn't be the case at all, but they have, and they've gone after people who have created these basically software that's open source for people to use to protect and give themselves privacy. A lot of governments have deemed that to be almost terrorism, damn near, which is fucked up. Which is they haven't done anything wrong. They just gave people the ability to have privacy, and this has caused a lot of the investments people and a lot of I ain't trying to get in trouble, so I'm not doing that. And that's enough deterrence that's actually retarded their price movements for a long time now. I've said that they I don't know if Charlie agrees with me on this, but I think sometime in the 2030s they are going to have a huge uprising again if they get very draconian in crypto, which they will. They will. They get draconian in crypto. I think there'll be a lashing out, and you could see a Monero and not XRP, but a Monero and maybe Zcash going bananas one day, just because money's people are it becomes a big enough issue where people have to care about it again, and I think they'll always still be around because there's always going to be niche users for it.
Yeah, and then there'll probably be other privacy technology that gets better over time too. So, it's interesting to kind of think about the future, but regulations have to kind of catch up first.
Yeah,
and then Gearhead with the 199 here also said, can ETH versus Sol and alts go any lower? Yes.
Yeah.
So. I'll share the charts on my show tomorrow. On Tuesday, we'll go over them more in depth.
At what time, Charlie?
Oh, apparently, allegedly, at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish, plus or minus 30 minutes. But
that's traffic, ladies and gentlemen. That's traffic.
Yes, meme coin, no, meme traffic though. But just in general. I would say end of August, let's say the week of August. What is that? Like the last week of August, like the 24th or the 26th, somewhere in there, is like the Sunday. I can't remember which Sunday is the last Sunday.
The last Sunday is 25th.
Okay, yeah. So that week there, right? Between now and then, you have weakness in the market more than you don't, right? Yeah. So can they go any lower? Absolutely. Where is Bitcoin? Where are the alts going to recover? Bitcoin's 20-week moving average. Where is that? 64,500. By the time we get to the end of the month, that might be down at $62,000, $61,000 Bitcoin, and that's then the area that needs to be recovered going into September in order, for those lows to be in for the alts and then things to pump again, right? Potentially in the next 60-day cycle. So a lot still yet to be determined, but I would say whenever we experience a large drop that much that fast, usually within a couple of days, like 2-3 days, the worst is over. Then you calm down, the market figures something out. You hear Jerome Powell get on there, and say, fuck your puts, fuck your calls, screwed off, right?
Bro, if he ever did that, oh my God, bro. That would be used for eons, bro. It'd be like a 50-year meme.
Oh yeah, exactly. So, and then we recover a bit. People are, yay, it's all going good again, and then you dump again, and then you really recover, and then it takes time. But still plenty of downside potential in the market. Just so be careful out there. But good time to be getting into stuff that is relatively cheap.
I feel bad for all the other communities where they told their guys to stop working and be lazy. And
oh yeah, bro, just quit the job, go full-time crypto. You won't ever regret it, right?
Do you know how much people lost their ass trading in the last days, bro? How many billions of dollars in crypto money? Billions.
Over 500
million been in profit and then just got wrecked. Like how many people?
Where does that money go? Where does that money go? Goes to the pockets of the exchanges.
Right.
The rich get richer.
I mean, how many people were net short this morning thinking it was going to open bad and crypto was going to crash further? Brrr, pumped.
Well, it did crash initially, and then it pumped. So
Yeah.
you got whipsawed, and you know.
Just think about it. Just think about it. Like, oh my God, it's just so much. Like, even when you're right, you could be wrong. I mean, Richard said that before too. Is like you are literally right, and then it's you're wrong, and then it turns right. At the end of the day, you're right, but then you got wicked out on the part where you were wrong for a minute. Ain't that some shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Life's not fair.
So, you know, this is a very special MoonGang, you guys. You know, just to clarify a couple things, just one last thing, just before we sign off. It's there's still more volatility. If there is actual an attack on Israel, we'll probably get down markets right there, and they'll probably come in with printing, which will pump us up. So that's good. Not good for loss of life. If I'm being, that's not. I honestly would rather that not happen at all. Even if, like, you know, if this country gets attacked, Miguel and Charlie, you know, I can promise you, Bitcoin is going to be up $40,000. I promise you, at 2x in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Push the button if you want it to happen. I would probably not push that button. Probably, I would not push that button because I mean, like, that's not worth all the fucking loss of life and all the stupid things going on. But if they decide to push the button, you know, we'll probably give a big down day, a bunch of down days, and a bunch of turmoil, and the market will bleed, and just like the streets will be bleeding real human blood, and maybe some other countries get a little froggy and decide to leap. You know, maybe North Korea attacks South Korea. You know, or maybe you know, during all that turmoil, all the, you know, the militaries are stretched a little thin there. You know, the Fire Nation decides to attack Taiwan, the country that doesn't exist. Who knows? I don't know. But I mean, crazy times. You know, like that's actually three things that could take off, and because those three things take off, or even one or two of those take off, you could actually have Russia actually because of supply lines getting thinned out, you have Russia fucking steamroll Ukraine during that time too. You see how bad it gets? Whew, very quickly, and then money, and then I want none of it, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, you know, hey, we know war's coming for whatever reason. If that was the case, you know, go and buy some Lockheed Martin stock, you know, some Raytheon, all this stuff. It's like, doesn't mean, you know, you're a bad person. You want, you know, that to actually happen. It's just like, well, I see the writing on the wall of what is happening, so I'm going to, you know, bet accordingly with the market. So, you know, sometimes people misconstrue those things with the market, right? They look at them and they're like, well, I can't even be part of this trade because it's evil. And it's like, I think recently everybody's like basically being like, BlackRock owns XYZ, so they're the devil and we got to take them down. And it's like, you know, they own everything though. Like they don't just own that because that's going to make them a ton of money. They literally own a bit of everything. So, you know, is that evil? I mean, probably to some extent, you know, just based on where they are in the totem pole. But, you know, are they doing it out of, you know, purely those intentions? Probably in some aspects, in some areas of their investments, but not in all. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, you just kind of have to look at the market more objectively. And that's really hard to do, I think, sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like A-Rod cryptos, right? Like we're living in crazy times, but imagine if you didn't know how to use crypto. Imagine if you didn't invest. Imagine, like, I mean, every single one of you guys, regardless or not, should have a gun and should have at least a month or 2 months worth of water and just some canned food and some essentials. You don't have to go full on fucking like I'm off the grid, bro. I'm off the grid. You don't have to go that crazy because it's all relative to like what you have. Like the guys who like to show off how off grid they are the ones that are doing nothing else with their lives, are doing that, or
hey, I'm validating transactions on this by satellite on the Bitcoin blockchain in the middle of nowhere, bro. I'm writing my
get on my level, Charlie. I'm doing it by ham radio.
Oh shit!
Do you remember that? Someone like
yeah. I know there's Radio Doge or something like that as well, which, you know, is out there. So, hey.
Could you imagine the last currency alive? It's fucking Doge or Litecoin or some stupid shit. I'm like, no way.
The world goes to shit. What saved it? Radio Doge.
Radio Doge. Yeah. But, yeah, 100. I mean, look, the rice is one of the easiest ones. You just buy a bunch of rice bags and stuff like that. And I'd probably recommend some fucking flavoring, maybe some chicken flavoring, some beef flavoring. But it's just getting something. So you're not completely. Just the whole thing is just not being like caught flat-footed, and like guns very, very. I know in a lot of some states it's not as easy, right? California and stuff, but in California, like we were able to get guns. Pain in the fucking ass, but you can get a gun. You can get a fucking a Glock 45. You can 100% get that. Or hunting rifles are even easier and stuff like that.
You can get them in Compton. I think I can get them in Orange County. Just I have to go to somewhere else to get it, not necessarily Orange County.
Hit up my boy Crypto Boogie. I don't know. He's somewhere in the chat. If I say his name 3 times, he's a master at guns. There you go.
He may or may not know. Yeah.
Yeah, he may not know. But, allegedly. I guess what's the last thing? Boom, boom, boom.
Well, when are you next on stream?
Oh, my, what's today? Shoot, I don't even know what today is. Yeah, my next stream would technically be, well, it's today, right? But like, I guess technically be Wednesday. So my next stream is going to be Wednesday at, I think it's going to be probably at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time again, and stuff like that. Unless something crazy happens, and maybe I'll stream Friday along with Charlie or something. It all depends if something crazy is going on, of course.
We'll have a good time. Yeah, we'll do multiple streams if we can. And allegedly, supposedly, maybe Cultivate Crypto tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. Don't know if I mentioned it already, but if I didn't, no, I did.
YouTube, Charlie? What was that? Cultivate Crypto where? What?
Yeah, I heard there's a channel. But then next week MoonGang will be over there, and I think we've got it so that Miguel has odd numbers, I have even, and boom, bang, boom, all that kind of jazz. So good times.
Isn't it crazy? I got the odd MoonGangs now. Isn't it kind of hilarious that you got the even MoonGangs? We didn't even plan that. It just kind of happened.
It did just randomly, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the webinar will be up as soon as it's downloaded, basically.
So it is downloaded officially now. I got to get it rendered through Vimeo. Vimeo takes usually less than an hour to do so. So probably I'll have it pinned up there for I'll try to pin it up on all the chats there by midnight tonight Pacific, which is in 2 hours, but probably sooner. And if for some reason I forget, then by noon tomorrow. But
But last thing before we go, you guys, man, join the Citadel, man. We're doing all kinds of flash webinars for the current crypto mindset. If you're not in the current crypto mindset course, get in the Citadel. If you get in the Citadel today, you'll be able to get $50 off the next crypto mindset course, which is coming to a store or an internet provider near you.
To a website near you.
If you want to stay in the wilderness with the rest of the cucks who don't buy and sell the lows and just fumble the generational bags, and it's all over. And today the same guys like, I told you guys it was never over. Viva la Doge, viva la crypto, and just watch. I'm telling you, watch these motherfuckers. I'm telling you, go. The guy you're following on Twitter is like a fucking beta cuck. I'm telling you, bros. Like it's the
don't say bad things about Destiny.
Search your heart, man. I mean, if the guy you're following is a communist, bro, that's all you got to know, bro. I mean, come on, like let's be honest, bros. But all jokes aside, man, the Citadel, man, we're I think we're like 560 members strong. We're always doing so we do unrecorded AMAs, which are just like group voice chat stuff. We do recorded flash webinars. If they're flash webinars, they're always recorded. If you see me and Charlie there, it's recorded, right? Sometimes Charlie hosts like, hey, I'm talking about what's going on in the charts, or I host one like, hey, let's do a quick AMA session. We always do stuff for the guys in the Citadel. We're always answering questions. You can ask questions to me and Charlie in there. Just go at Dollar Cost Crypto or at Cultivate Crypto in the Citadel. And yeah, dude, it's one of the best things ever, dude. And every month that you're in the Citadel, you get $50 off the next course, and that stacks on itself. On top of that, is crypto's dumping, and you want to pay the course with crypto and dump on our heads? Go for it. Let me get rid of this Ethereum. If this Ethereum's going to fucking zero, let me dump this fucking zero on Miguel and Charlie. All right, then, dump it on me. Damn, this shit really went to zero. My bad.
It's almost as if it pays to be in the Citadel.
It's almost like, yeah, it's surprising, right? But I mean, it's the best group in all of crypto, man. You don't got some fucking losers in there saying, oh my god, it's all over. I don't just you know, we got a lot of hard people in there.
Today in the Flash webinar, when we almost had, I think we were right under about 500 people live with us in the Flash webinar. Like we're just like, damn, like good on you guys, you know, who were, you know, born and molded through the bear market, that you're just like, huh, you call this a dip, right? So it's good to see everybody really getting at it and getting on the information, plus the 330 plus people here who've watched us live today at any given moment during this stream. So yeah, we can clearly see that the MoonGang is here in the market, stronger than every other community. When every other community is, their people are, you know, not even streaming or freaking out and, you know, telling you to sell your generational bags at these levels. So I don't know. It feels good to be a MoonGanger. That's all I know.
Definitely. Now, if I could just ask you guys for one favor, if I could just ask you guys for one favor, the favor I would ask you guys is, if you guys see a short of me and Charlie in there and you see someone fucking crying about prices, fuck them up. It's just like they don't know context, or they don't know, like it's kind of hilarious. I mean, if you see a video of ours and stuff like that, I mean, you need to educate some of these people in there, man, because like they're lost in the sauce, basically.
Yeah, some people can get stuck in their glass case of emotion, and you know, sometimes they need that glass case broken. Sometimes they need you know, a little grease to get them out of there. Whatever, you know, whichever method it is. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, stay cool, calm, collected. You know, stay consistent, stay persistent, stay dollar cost averaging into your knowledge just as well as the market, and keep cultivating crypto. And I think you will win. Boom.
All right, man. Catch you guys later, man.
Peace.
Who knows? Maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I